Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the backstory. If you are new here, kindly hit that subscribe button and the notification bell down below so that you can be notified when we post a new video. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the battle for political supremacy within UDA or Kenya Kwanza has reached fever pitch. And that battle is pitting Rigathi on one side, William Ruto, and Musalia Mudavadi. Now, within UDA, there is that battle for the leadership of the party heading to 2027. And if you've been monitoring what is happening in the political cycles, you've had the Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua attacking Ndindi Nyoro on this end. Ndindi Nyoro as well has been trying to create space for himself as he tries to inherit or take over from Ruto in 2032. But now, Rigathi Gachagua's handlers or close associates have come out to attack Mudavadi and the Secretary General of UDA, who is Cleophas Malala. Cleophas Malala has been seen within UDA cycles as someone who is very close to Mudavadi and who has been a stumbling block for the guys who are close to Rigathi Gachagua to take over the leadership of UDA.
That I'm very, very uncomfortable with the people who never voted for Dr. William Ruto now coming and purporting to be people who should be telling, like for example, I have said it again and I'll repeat, I am very uncomfortable with the position of Secretary General of the UDA party going to one Mheshimiwa Cleo Malala. I want to be told what votes he is bringing to the table. Western, and this is a fact, belongs to two parties: Ford Kenya for Bungoma and ODM for the rest, Kahiga and Kakamega. The total combined was 600,000 votes. While we thank them for that number of votes, they were only pouring the 600 into 3 million that we gave and 1.5 that came from Rift Valley. Even if mwalimu wangu wa maths hakunifunza hesabu vizuri.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, that is Mutahi Kahiga, the governor of Nyeri, talking about the Secretary General's position within UDA. So what is he trying to communicate here? Mutahi Kahiga is silently telling William Ruto that they are not comfortable with Senator Malala as the Secretary General of the party. And why are they not comfortable? You know, it's the same Mutahi Kahiga who came up with the narrative some months before UDA conducted their internal party elections. And in this scheme that was thwarted by postponing the elections, Mutahi Kahiga and Rigathi Gachagua's close confidence had a scheme of taking over the Secretary General positions, and in the whole scheme, they were to take over the running of UDA party as a whole.
Tuliona mambo na tungetaka tuseme sasa kwamba hii safari tutaandamana tukiwa pamoja, au tunaweza pia kusema kama hatutakikani twende pamoja, sisi hatujaolewa na mtu yeyote ambaye akafikiria ati kuna wakati anaweza kuamua siku moja atatupeleka hivi, kesho atatufanya hivi. Sisi tulitazama jana na tukaona kwamba kuna watu ambao wanajaribu kuleta ukora katika siasa. Mambo ambao tunafanya tukiwa kitu kimoja, tumekubaliana, lakini jana tuliona kuna watu wanatuletea mchezo. Na
iko mekwo ni undu wa kwaita icio ile rugongore, we shall also go for them. Nituraiguana ithuĩ tũkwenda kwĩra andũ a Nyeri na andũ a UDA, we are faithful to the party, but the party must also be faithful to us. Treat this office, hii ni regional office, ipewe heshima inayostahili. Na kama hamjui, this is the center of the mountain. Hapa ndio Central Province headquarters. Angikorwo our votes did not matter then, mattered then, even now they should matter. Na koguo horo ucio turonire wa kwenda kugarura gatiba ya kiama giki anga ni gugwikirwo ma deputy party leader ana tugutwara ku ni metwo anything else, but there must be a party leader and a deputy party leader. The rest can be whatever they want to be, and we are demanding that as members of UDA. Kanatigwo,
because if you have the Secretary General's position on your side, then it's like you have the heartbeat of the party on your side. If you look at all this, I think William Ruto had foreseen this, and that is why he brought in Malala, who was a close associate of Mudavadi, to be the Secretary General of the party. William Ruto was kind of borrowing from the former president Uhuru Kenyatta. Remember Uhuru Kenyatta, after clashing with William Ruto, he brought in Tuju as the Secretary General of the party and gave Tuju the position of the Cabinet Secretary without portfolio. In all this, Uhuru was trying to buy allegiance of Rafael Tuju as the Secretary General. Because you can be the head of the party, but other positions are aligned to your opponent. So Rafael Tuju served Uhuru Kenyatta to the last time that he left office. And after looking at all the conflict that came in Jubilee when William Ruto wanted to take over the party, William Ruto could not sit pretty as the president and as the leader of UDA without getting someone whom he trusted as the Secretary General. And that is why he brought in Malala. At the same time, he gave Malala the position of the Secretary General and allowed him to be sitting during cabinet meetings. So he bought the loyalty of Malala. When Malala came in, Rigathi Gachagua tried to befriend Malala. And I've talked about it in the previous video, where Rigathi Gachagua was always seen with Malala trying to endear himself in the whole scheme to take over the party. But when this was thwarted, and when William Ruto's handlers realized that there was a scheme to take over the party by Rigathi Gachagua and his handlers, they had to postpone UDA party elections, which were supposed to be held. They said they were going to hold them early this year. But up to now, there's no communication. They're not talking about it. So it's like that scheme was thwarted and they don't want to talk about it anymore. But Mutahi Kahiga has now come out openly because they feel kind of frustrated. He's come out openly to tell of Senator Malala. But one mistake that he's making is to use that position or his dislike for Malala to attack an entire community. Because remember, William Ruto got some substantial number of votes within central Kenya, from Western Kenya, which Mutahi Kahiga is trying to belittle. And he's been called out by party members from Western Kenya, where they've told him that, William Ruto did beat Raila by over 200,000 votes. So the 600,000 votes that he received from Western made a significant kind of impact on the party or on the success of William Ruto as the president of Kenya. So Rigathi Gachagua and his handlers are not feeling pretty comfortable. Rigathi has come out as someone who is very ambitious, who wants to take over from William Ruto within the shortest time possible, or to position himself as the heir apparent. That is why Rigathi is attacking everyone whom he thinks is going to be like a stumbling block to his rise to the presidency. Of late, he's been at war with Ndindi Nyoro. He has been at war with Mudavadi.
He has 9 years to go. You are talking about succeeding him. Munataka kurithi munataka kugawa mzee akiwa hai. Surely you people, what is you young people, what is the problem? president has just been elected. Si ni mwaka moja. Ati watu naanza kusema ati ni mimi ati huyu ndiye atasucceed yeye 2032. Kwanza, it is disrespectful to the president. Hiyo ni kukosa heshima kwa kiongozi. Sasa kiongozi amechaguliwa tu just last year. Ako hapa ndio ana settle down kupanga kazi, wewe unaanza kusema ati mimi in 9 years in 30 years. Nani anakuambia utakuwa uhai? How do you know? 9 years is a very long time. Number 2, it is also being very insensitive to the people of Kenya. The people of Kenya today do not want to hear about positions and elections. Wanataka kusikia barabara itatengenezwa siku gani, stima itaunganishwa lini, si ndio? Tutapata maji lini? That is the conversation. I want to ask our leaders, please, especially in Kenya Kwanza, please, let's focus. Tumsaidie president succeed. And if you have ambition and you want to succeed him, which is okay and it is fair and there's no problem, simungoje kwanza achaguliwe tena 2027, then akichaguliwa mwanze kupanga vile mnaweza ridhie. But for now, surely.
With Ndindi Nyoro, it feels like Ndindi Nyoro is trying to upstage him from the rise to the kingpin position of Central Kenya. Mudavadi, sometimes back, he came out and attacked Mudavadi and told him off. So in all this, the scheme to take over the leadership of UDA by Rigathi Gachagua is still on. And I think William Ruto and his handlers should not just sit pretty comfortable. There is also the say that in power, you don't need to outshine your master. And secondly, you don't need to show your intentions early before you become too sure of ways of executing them. So one blunder that Rigathi Gachagua is making is that he's shown his master, who is William Ruto, that one, he wants to take over from him, and is doing this 1 year into his presidency. So William Ruto and his handlers have put all their machineries in monitoring whatever Rigathi Gachagua is planning and his close associates. So if he wanted to do this, then he should have taken some time, plan, mobilize people, mobilize his backyard, which is Central Kenya, by trying to endear himself to the people. But he's adopted an abrasive kind of style, whereby if you don't follow him, then you are talked down, or you are attacked by either him or his close associates. This is not working out well because it has caused a lot of rift in Central Kenya, where instead of this guy supporting him as the senior-most person within, the senior-most person in government from Central Kenya, there are so many camps that are emerging. You find that the likes of Moses Kuria, the likes of Ndindi Nyoro, and others are forming camps. There is another camp from the Meru and Embus. The Merus and Embus are also not sitting pretty comfortable. They feel like that it's their time to rise to the leadership of this country. So that is why Rigathi Gachagua should not adopt the abrasive style of talking to people, but he should kind of seduce and talk to people in a way that they buy into his idea of ascending to the presidency. So the internal wars within UDA might affect Kenya Kwanza administration as a whole, because the abrasive nature in which they are doing all this is affecting other political parties. Instead of settling their own issues, they've gone out to attack other political parties that form the Kenya Kwanza coalition party. So they should just fight their own fights, settle their own issues instead of attacking. Because right now, as we speak, Ford Kenya, which formed a coalition with UDA to form the Kenya Kwanza administration is not sitting pretty well. They feel like they are being intimidated by UDA. And some of the Ford Kenya MPs have come out to condemn and to ask Kenya Kwanza administration to treat them as partners. The same is now being extended to Mudavadi and now the whole region, which is Western Kenya. So instead of endearing themselves to Western Kenya, they are trying to put stumbling blocks. Stumbling blocks do not form coalitions. Stumbling blocks do not form partnerships, but they create barriers. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is it from us today. If you're new here, kindly hit that subscribe button and the notification bell down below so that you can be notified when we post a new video. Until next time, bye-bye, ladies and gentlemen.